And shiny, yeah. So recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now. His name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials. I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Aww.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to continue with Punch. Waike, who has a $6 million bribery scam? Anybody has that story? Waike, you have that story. The US-based Nigerian.
Yeah.
Why are you getting that?
Yes, I have the story.
Go ahead.
The NBA has backed the removal of the CCT, the chairman. So the chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau, or the Senate, it's legal for the Senate to remove the chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau because that's a process. So apparently the president had removed him, and they said the president removing him wasn't right. So in a closed session that lasted over an hour 30 minutes, the Senate reviewed what the case brought against him, because they said the Code of Conduct Bureau is supposed to be a place where an institution that upholds integrity and good conduct amongst people that are occupying positions within Nigeria. So they said the Code of Conduct Tribunal is to maintain high standards of morality and accountability within government, and whoever is going to be heading that position should be of high moral compass. They found the chairman to be found wanting, Danladi Umar, and so he has been removed, and they followed the procedure. 84 lawmakers agreed to this, which constitute more than the 2/3 needed. And they said that since it falls within the law, that the man had fallen short of requisite standard of public officers to conduct their affairs, then he has been removed. There are many controversies around this particular person, and I've been waiting for when they would formally remove him. So I'm happy that at least they've done it. I wish it was done faster. That immediately the controversies came out, there was quick implementation of the use of system to correct the system, because sometimes when it takes a long time for justice is served. Now I've even forgotten what the controversy was about, but there was major controversy concerning the Code of Conduct Bureau that we have now moved on from before justice seemed to be served. So let's be swift with bringing people to
remember that time now.
Yes, it was being dragged everywhere, but it took so long before.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, so a United States-based Nigerian, Ifeanyi Ozo, has been sentenced to 72 months. They gave him 72 months in prison and then another 3 years that supervised sentence. So he will be out, but he will read that thing, maybe
parole
on his leg. Read that thing.
Yeah.
Waka too far.
Yeah.
So they said that he was taking a $4.9 million insurance fraud. It was he was, giving bribe. Then they direct the patients to this insurance scheme, and then they will now go to this dental clinic that was
never existed or registered.
It was non-existent. So the jury just did 1 hour. It was a 3-day trial. 1 hour.
They're done.
Found him guilty on all counts.
I moved on.
Give him.
So our president has finally, after 14 months of wait, began to deploy consular officers to diplomatic missions worldwide before the anticipated release of the list. So they've already are being deployed. If you recall, about 14 months ago, last year, our president had called back all the ambassadors across the country, across the world, to come back home. And the envoys were instructed back then, marking a shift in diplomatic strategy, was looking to realign its foreign engagements to better serve national interests. So now that our president has quite a bit of international interest, it's important for him to reappoint the consulars across, and then we'll see who and who can in turn to sustain our interest in many of these countries around the world. Moving on quickly right now to Daily Sun. Federal government's economic policies lack human face, says ACF. Alleged 400 million naira fraud, IGP said, gets court nod to arraign Senator Andy Uba and 2 others. FG states local government share 1.4 trillion naira in October. Doctors advocate telemedicine as insecurity threatens healthcare delivery. FG earmarks 112 billion naira to safeguard schools in 3 years. And why government sacked UZIC's Council, VC, Registrar and Pro-Chancellor. Okay, story.
So there seems to be good news regarding our educational sector, especially for the children, because the government has allocated 112 billion naira to ensure safety and inclusive spaces for children over the next 3 years. The information was made known by the Minister for Women Affairs, Hajia Suleiman Ibrahim, and he said this. She said it during the International World Children's Day, which was just 2 days ago, or yesterday, and they commemorated that day by doing an event that says Advancing Children's Right for Sustainable Future. And the breakdown of how there was no breakdown detailing how the money will be disbursed, but they said that they also want to ensure that there is a domestication of the Child Right Act among all the 36 states. Not all of those states already have the Child Right Act. He said that they are making notable progress to protect the children's rights by domesticating it. They also said that we should remember our children that they are the collective future. We all know, and that we should build a Nigeria where children feel safe and empowered. But what I wanted to find out, which I couldn't see in the write-up, was how this 112 billion was going to be spent and how it would impact and bring safety to children. Because we know once we provide education, ensure that the schools are safe for the children to come, and parents who really want their children to come. The education is free for the children. Those are the most important things. Before we end up spending 112 billion putting buildings together when we're not ensuring that the children feel safe in the buildings that are put together.
So there's a story that caught my attention here, because we are so used to saying, big wigs don't get prosecuted. Somehow the issues are swept under the carpet. So in this case, Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun has received the required nod, the back end of the Abuja division of the Federal High Court, to arraign a former lawmaker, Senator Andy Uba, on a 2-count charge bordering on alleged 400 million naira fraud. The IGP had alleged sometimes that in 2022, the defendants, alongside one Hajia Fatima, now at large, conspired to defraud a complainant. So somebody actually made a complaint to the police. They had allegedly defrauded a Mr. George Ubo to the tune of 400 million naira. So the senator, alongside Crystal, Chidima, and Benjamin, the 2 were all arraigned in court because they allegedly defrauded this man. And so the defendants were accused of obtaining false pretense by making a presentation to Mr. Ubo that they had perfected a way to secure a position of the managing director of Niger Delta, that's the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, for any person who can afford the sum of 400 million naira. And they collected the money. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So they were said to have committed an offense contrary to Section 8 and punishable under Section 8 of the Advanced Free Forward Act. Okay, any other story in Sun? Should we move on?
The Association of Residents Doctors in Namdi Azikiwe Teaching Hospital have called for telemedicine
options. Right.
They are doing that in most parts of the world now. So because of the insecurity in the country, that it has become necessary for doctors and patients to interact without physically coming together. He said it would enable patients to access a doctor, receive health services through communication technology, and unnecessary exposure to the threat of insecurity. This was said at an AGM with the theme Future Trends of Healthcare. preparing for tomorrow's
Many
challenges.
private hospitals have started doing that already. I know a friend of mine was ill sometime, and they had to get a doctor in a different country. I'm not sure which country it was, but it wasn't America, it wasn't Europe, it was a different country. And he was able to engage doctor to work. They worked on this procedure, a surgical procedure together. So it's been happening already. So maybe they're trying to get it to something more public hospitals can do. Vanguard, very quick. Let's find a story we've not taken. Senate sacks CCT chairman. Talked about that already. North will be best served by Northerners, says ACF. That's talking towards 2027. NNPC unveils Utapate crude grade in global markets, eyes 80,000 barrels per day in 2025. Epileptic power. Reps demand 500 billion naira capital base for discos. Terrorists from Mali, Burkina Faso in northwest and Niger State, says Senate. Russia, Ukraine. Kyiv fires British Storm Shadow missiles into Russia. Import license. Dangote refinery suit incompetence, says NNPC-L. And military alone can't end insurgency, says NDA command. Okay. Story?
Yeah, so I have a story of the North. The North is finally waking up. I've always said that once the power shifts, we are going to see our problems and we'll start taking care of them. They said the leaders of the North, some people came together, that's the Ariwa Consultative Forum. They came in together and said that leaders in the North are responsible for the wars of the region and not Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because everywhere they're just saying is Bola Ahmed is the one that is the problem. But they're now saying that we should not be blamed for the poor socio-economic condition and underdevelopment of that region. They said in more than 2 decades, the northern part have been battling with insecurity, banditry, socio-economic challenges, poverty, mass unemployment, infrastructural deficits. And that right now, what they are going to do is, all the governors and senators, and they've all come together, led by Senator Ibrahim Shekarau. A group has been formed. He said that if they are going to have to resolve all of these things, charity begins at home. So they've all come together. And also, they said there's a newly established SAF radio, which will be used to sensitize the people of the region to the damage done by these vices and mobilize the people for problem solving. So they are looking for ways of how they can start.
So I hate to bust your bubble. It's not the first time I'm hearing of this, and it's happened before. We've had this conversation several times. I'm hoping it's for real this time around.
You know what? When this new one that there are 260 of them. This new one that
260.
260.
Okay, all of them that came together.
Governors, senators, all the same people who, when they were there, they did not do anything.
They did not see it that time.
Now they have come.
They are now seeing it now.
They have come.
I remember when Lamido Samisu, the former emir, was also screaming this thing. Nobody listened. So
they even abused him that time.
But now the effect is very, very serious.
It's always been bad. During that Boko Haram, during the Jonathan period, it was really rife. The insecurity in the insurgency. But now I'm hoping, for the sake of Nigeria as a whole, that they will begin to actually take steps. That would be fantastic.
I hope it's not just ready. We'll be collecting money and we won't see anything.
Let's go on a short bit. That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we'll bring in a special feature from GTEX Holdings. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to use what's his name?
That woman.
Today
we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's get talk now.
And don't been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned to TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
at this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose.
Ejeki, close the show, Yifadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. So recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have here the GTEX Holding recently kicked off its GTEX Rolls Royce Challenge on social media, encouraging people to make smart investments. The media tour is to intimate more people about the challenge and the company's latest real estate offerings. Join us on the show is the General Manager, GTEX Lands, Quinette Uchendu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, we saw the GPC, that's a Global Properties Conference you guys had recently, had the Rolls Royce packed in front. Tell us about that. What was that about?
So it permits me to use the word luxury.
Okay.
So we just wanted to do a kind of like reminder to our clients, to our viewers, our audience, that when you deal with GTEX, you're dealing with luxury. So we're just trying to give you the best experience that ever is. A lot of persons are doing real estate, but then how well can we stand out? Everybody's doing it. So what's the unique future for GTEX? So it's just a reminder that we are unique and we're giving you luxury. And then also, we just use this to kickstart our Rolls Royce challenge that we're currently doing. So it's just to create more of an awareness to our viewers and audience.
Okay.
Okay, so why a Rolls Royce challenge?
Well, between you and I, you agree that Rolls Royce, yes, super expensive. It's big time luxury. And luxury is not really luxury, but let's just say Rolls Royce is not for everybody. It's not a random car. Yeah. It's a car for the few. It's not everywhere you just see it. So that's what we're trying to remind people, that GTEX, it's not necessarily for everybody. But what we're bringing to people is luxury, and luxury is not cheap. So GTEX is also expensive. And we're trying our best to see how we can give that luxury to everybody, because everybody loves good things. So how can we do it? Say, yes, we're expensive, so why not?
But like you said, based on the challenge, how do you expect people to then find a Rolls Royce to participate in this particular challenge? Or you don't want people to really win the challenge?
No. So, okay, yes. First of all, we are the Rolls Royce. So permit me to use the word GTEX is the Rolls Royce of real estate, or the Rolls Royce of land banking. So we have this Rolls Royce. We're not asking people to go get it.
Oh.
So, but easiest way for people to do it is by keying into the current offer that we have now, which is Christmas package of deposit and initial deposit of just 1 million naira, and you too can taste a bit of our luxury service plot. Or you can even go as far as, if you want to be a homeowner, you can make an initial deposit of 20 million naira and spread your payment for as long as 36 months. But yes, not everybody wants to buy real estate. Maybe some persons are planning on, oh, I just want to save my funds, so I'm getting there. How, what other means can you actually go into real estate? So yes, or can you try the Rolls Royce challenge? You can also make a video about talking about land banking or green and smart home, and then you post that video on your social media page, either on IG, Instagram, or Facebook, and then you follow us on our social media platform and tag us to that video at GTEX Homes NG, at GTEX Land and GTEX Holdings. Now, once you've done that, you use the hashtag GTEX Rolls Royce Challenge, or use hashtag GCRR And what we're doing is we're selecting winners from there. And also, just to add, once we start this program, we would be picking people. So you can, once you see our Rolls Royce passing, either on the street, because we're having celebrities actually, that would have something like 1-minute videos with people talking about things happening in the economy, real estate, and others. So once you see our Rolls Royce passing on the street, all you have to do is take a picture, post on your social media page, and do the same thing of the hashtag and follow us. And
okay, so the Rolls Royce is monogrammed.
Yes, yes.
Mike, you have a question? So GTEX had been on the massive investment drive. How does that impact the Nigerian arm of the business?
Oh yes, the economy now is something else.
Yeah.
Ranging from inflation, which majorly affects the real estate space. There's just a lot with that, hiking, falling, material cost for construction, and several other things. But how else can we actually help our investors? So imagine you paying for a house of 100 million now, and we're to finish maybe in the next 2 years, and you're going on off plan. The amount you're paying now, you know you cannot afford to build a house in the next 2 years. But how can we bridge that gap? Because the real estate companies and space is going through a lot currently. We're going through a lot, down from those expenses to make sure we fit into that dream. So what are we looking at? If we're able to push massively with enough liquidity from this investment, we will be able to push out that vision of what we achieve, what we want to give to our clients. So yes.
Interesting. Okay.
So globally, real estate is the new oil. How is GTEX tapping into this aspect? Are all the subsidiaries of the holding company focused on real estate?
No. So, yes, we're majorly known for real estate. Whenever you see my chairman, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, people call him the king of land banking. He's always talking about land banking, real estate, investment, and also, yes, we have several subsidiaries that are fully in charge of the real estate arm, which is like GTEX Land, selling luxury service plots, GTEX Homes, selling our green and smart homes, and then we have G Suites that is also in charge of selling properties outside the country, Dubai, US, and UK. But yes, we have other arms. We have a subsidiary called GVest. Now, GVest is the investment arm of the company. What do we do? I don't have money to buy real estate, or I have enough. I don't want to buy. I just want to put my money somewhere and let my money work for me and get returns of investment yearly, that's annually. So what do we do for you? We have investment options for 10 million and above, and all you have to do is just bring up your capital. We use it for the development of real estate. And yes, that's for GVest. And then we have other subsidiaries. We have GTEX and Associates. That subsidiary is fully in charge of equipping people with sales and marketing skills. You can actually make sales in real estate and then commissions. That's like creating multiple streams of income for individuals. We have Stephen Akintayo Foundation. That's the foundation in charge of mentorship, trainings. In fact, we love giving back to society. So we're giving grants to business, startup business, and we're also giving things. We're working with Cocoon and Lagos Food Bank to give food packages to individuals because we know the economy now is not
smiling.
Not so at all.
Yes.
So yes.
Okay, so now we're at the tail end of the year, and a lot of companies are giving out gifts to all their like me too, I'm giving out gifts. So what's your company giving out?
Okay, yes. So looking at luxury, we all agree here that luxury is not cheap. It's really expensive. But what better way can we actually give people that luxury? That's to make sure just anyone can actually benefit from it. So we looked at our product. What can we do? We're pushing heavily a 50% discount slash on all our landed properties. 50%, that's first. And then the second one is, with as low as 1 million naira, you can actually key into our luxury service plot. So you spread your payments across 18 months. That's giving even salary earners the opportunity to buy luxury, to own a Rolls Royce in GTEX, if you understand what I mean. And aside from that, for homeowners, I want to have a family home, 4 and 5 bedroom. What we're doing is with an initial deposit of 20 million naira, and you can spread payments for as long as 36 months. These are offers we're trying to push just to make sure that everyone own a piece of real estate, because majority of our billionaires and millionaires we have currently now own a large piece of real estate, which is, if I do the calculations for you, someone who bought a property about 3 to 4 years ago for 4.5 million naira is currently selling for 35 million. do the calculation and the math. So, but how do we give back to people? Yes, we own a business, we own a brand, we love our reputation. That's the best way. Make it easy and simple for just everyone to be able to participate.
Okay. All right, so I wanted to ask about, you've already mentioned there's a 50% discount on,
of course.
And then I think you already mentioned about the 1 million naira deposit offer. But I know that GTEx is big on social media. So what are the social media challenges that you are pushing, to drive conversation and engagement? Like, how can the social media convert to money for people? Can you break that down for those watching? I want to take advantage.
Okay, so I love the fact that you're the one asking me this question. So basically, you can agree with me that if social media is used rightly, people would actually benefit from it. Instead of all the draggings and all the publishing of several kinds of things about people. So let's look at it this way. About 3 years ago, we had a challenge called the B2 Challenge. And we had a lot of celebrities in that particular challenge. In fact, we were trying to push to help people see benefit, know us, create awareness. Even my beautiful Miss Tokbe here was actually one of our hosts for that event. In fact, he gave our insights for real estate. And that's the idea we're pushing to people. We want people asking, who's GTEx? What do they do? What are they doing? In fact, what's this real estate all about? And we're available to respond to all those questions. And we hope to have more persons. So with this current challenge for the Rolls Royce, we are very sure that once we have about 100 or 200 persons constantly talking and posting about GTEx, yes, we'll get the right audience and we're ready to close with this.
Fantastic. Well done. Anything else? We have to wrap up now, but is there a website, an account, or the handle they can reach out to you?
Yes, of course. So first of all, if they would like to key into this offer, which I believe is very, very important, they could reach out to info@gtexland.com or info@gtexholdings.com. Oh, okay. So they could actually reach out to a number which I'm going to call immediately. That's +234 817 360-1414. I'll call that immediately again. +234 817 360-1414. And I would like to drop just a little tip on something. So yes, we've looked at it in all angles. How can we also reach everybody? I can't afford your land, I can't afford your real estate, or I have all of this, I don't want that. Don't forget the investment. Due to popular demand, we've gone as low as 1 million naira. That's as little as 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. You can actually invest with us. So what we're using your money for is just pushing massively to the real estate growth, and we're hoping to get more. And just to add a little thing, you see, going into real estate for me was a bit different. I'm an orphan, and then let's look at it this way. My mom died, my dad died, and I have 2 siblings. It's just me. Guess what? My dad left just a piece of land. Currently now I can tell you that aside being a landowner, that land is generating rental income for me. So parents should look at it from the angle of, what can I do for my children? Aside my kids, what can I do for myself? So if I gave you the story of the man who bought a property for 4.5 and that property is going for about 35 million, what are you waiting for? You need to own a piece of earth. And just to add the final thing, if you are looking at, what do I gift to my staff this period? My company or my relations, my family? We've got you covered. We have another arm called the December East Food Package. What are we doing there? We know that by December, everything will be going seriously expensive. Food products, that's what I'm talking about. So what are we doing? We have an arm where you can subscribe for as little as 50,000, 100, 250. All you're doing is you get a bag of rice and some other products attached to it. You can gift it to your staff. People need food. That's just the means to help each other. We really want the economy to grow.
Thank you very much for coming on the show. Appreciate you, Quinette. Thank you for explaining to us the promises from GTEx, and we're wishing you and the company the best.
Thank you so much.
Our regards to Dr. Akitayo. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, We have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
The empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's get talk now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned to TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and for my jammies. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jammies.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, Yi Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say a recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
The empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to spoil?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today
we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's get talk now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned to TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and game.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining us right now is the CEO of 105.1 City FM and the MD of City Media Academy. She's also a transformation leader with many years of experience within the finance, media, and telecom sector. She has applied entrepreneurial approaches and commitment to operational excellence to turn around falling businesses and bring them to profitability. Welcome with us, none other, a friend of the house, a sister that like no other, Ade Dodger Allen in the building. How you doing?
Hello, hi, ladies of your view.
So we wanted you to gist with us. You know, Thursdays, we like gist days. We like to discuss life, marriage. But before we start discussing issues of life, we saw that yesterday you shut down social media. You know that you did this thing with Olajumoke, Shaguno, the Oniburedi, you know, who went viral many years ago during the T.Y. Bello photo shoot. And that, she became a star. People started going on. There was a lot of sentimental attachment to that entire episode. And brands came in, they gave her a house, they gave her money. And then after a while, she just frizzled out. We didn't hear anything until yesterday. I saw it, I'm wondering, what's going on? So let's tell us about that first, before you bring us our Thursday gist. Okay. What's happening?
Right, so thank you for having me, ladies of the view. Thank you so much. TVC, thank you. Okay, right, Olajumoke's story, I don't know how much I should delve into it, but it's a story of a comeback, just to give her a second chance, but to give context to what has happened in the past, like you rightly said. So she had that opportunity to come out in 2016, discovered by T.Y. Bello and Azuka on the streets while she was hawking her bread. And, you know, she photobombed into the photo shoot with Tiny Tampa, and, you know, the story changed. T.Y. was telling Azuka, okay, we could take this girl up and, you know, brush her and all of that. And that happened. And both of them were...
She was on front page of this Day
Yes.
Style. I remember.
So, you know, they saw that she's very talented, she's very intelligent, and she has the physique of a model. And so, you know, they said, okay, let's give her that opportunity and expose her to the world, to fame. And, you know, that started, and I'm sure you can tell the story. You know, she went and started to model for different brands, brand ambassadors, and all of that. But, you know, the fact still remains that she wasn't educated, or she isn't educated. And somehow, Azuka and TY were managing her. Like Azuka said at the press conference yesterday, every money that they had to pay to her was paid directly into her account. Nobody collected her money. She just made sure that everything was paid into her account. Somehow, and Jumoke was having fun. Shujimoto came into the picture. Shujimoto gave her, rented an apartment for her.
Yes, I remember that.
For 5 years.
Yeah.
I was even surprised when she was telling me.
For 5 years. That was a year.
That's what I thought.
Wow.
Jumoke herself said 5 years rent in one summer.
Oh.
I said 5 years. It tried. It did so well. And then Stanbic IBTC are paying her children's fees. So she had it all, you know, like a soft landing kind of thing. And somehow, Azuka said she was, according to Azuka, that she was traveling out of the country for about a month and handed over to someone who should manage Jumoke, and the person just, you know, brainwashed Jumoke, and that's what turned everything around. And so when Azuka came back, Azuka then said, okay, Jumoke, I've been calling you, phone me. She now said, Auntie, Motini manager me. Manager
got a new manager.
I have a new manager.
Wow.
And Azuka was like,
new manager.
What's going on? The new manager, they'll look after me, they'll do this. She knew that Jumoke was brainwashed. And that was the end of Azuka, TY, and Jumoke. So Azuka left her. Of course, the manager wouldn't look after her, extorted her.
Yeah.
When she went to South Africa, took advantage of her. When she went to South Africa, when they went to South Africa together, the manager didn't give her anything. We collect all the money, tell Jumoke stories, and we used part of the money we used to do accommodation, feed, transport, because that's not true. And that's how she found herself back down. Took her Instagram page, her Instagram handle, social media pages, just took everything from her. Azuka told the story yesterday at the press conference. And that was how Jumoke went back down, as in completely down. From, you know, she went from grass to grace, from grace back to grass. Back to grass.
So why do you think, why are you bringing her back?
So, yes, I'm building the story. So, of course, clearly, she knows how Azuka and TY feel about her. So, of course, she ran back to them and started begging them that, she's sorry. You know, she knows she made a mistake. She shouldn't have done what she did. She could have trusted them, that they were going to look after her and all of that. And so begged Azuka. And, you know, Azuka being who she is.
Mother of Nigeria.
Took her back. And she said everybody was saying, why would you take her back after what she did? You know, typical Nigerian mentality, the way Nigerians would think. And Azuka now started to look after Jumoke. I remember, I think sometime last year, she called me to say to me, Doja, remember Jumoke? I said, yes. She said, I'm trying to gather money for her rent. Can you please donate or contribute? And I said, not a problem. I sent the money to her account, and she put it together and paid for Jumoke's rent. And that was it. Then she came this year to my office and said, I've come. That was Azuka. I said, I've come. I said, what is it? She started and she said, remember I like Jumoke again? I said, yes, I do. She said, please now help me employ her in this your station. I said, employ her care. How? That's why she just broke it. Please employ her and I'll be paying her a salary. I said, how? She now said, then she told me the story, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but we can't throw the baby out of the bathwater. Let's just give her a second chance. This one, Azuka was like, I said, okay. All right, no problem. I was going to call Jumoke to meet her in my office. And so she came. When she came, she sat down. Azuka is, so caring. I remember that day in my office, she sat down, and Azuka kept doing, see your head, brush your head down. Doja, give me lipstick. Do you have a gloss? Let me put it on. And I don't like the way she looks. And I was just looking at her like this.
Very motherly.
Very motherly. And, and so we started to have the conversation. And I said, Jumoke, what do you want to do? And she was like, she's good at anything and everything. She's not lazy. She's very talented. Anything you give to her, she'll do it. And she's right. So I called in my head of programs and I said, okay, can we carve out a program for this young lady, but start by training? And we went, MD, but we're not a Yoruba speaking session. I said, hey, just carve a Yoruba segment. It doesn't matter. We can have a Yoruba segment or an indigenous segment on the station. It doesn't matter. We can create one. It's not cast in stone. And then I gave him the instruction. I said, okay, put it on Saturday. Fortunately, we have a very good presenter on Saturday, Bybee. So I said, put her with Bybee. Let her start to understudy Bybee. And Bybee starts to train her. Bybee gives me a report every week. I need to see the report on how she's progressing and how she's getting on every week. And Bybee sends me that every week. And I think she's been doing it. No, she hasn't. She's been doing it for the last 4 months now. Wow. And so I got a report from Bybee a few weeks ago, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, sending me a production of Jumoke's intended program. And I'm like, I need to send it to her. I wish we could play it. And I'm like, see the way she sounds. She first of all played 2 nice music, and then she went, hey, you fancy me? And I'm like, you see the voice. Yeah, it's going to be a Yoruba program. Claire.
That's a very powerful voice.
Yes, if you need to hear the voice. Yeah. I sent it to a few people, and I'm like, I'm captivated already. Yeah. She's honestly very gifted and talented. So she's going to graduate, I think, in December and start her program first week in January, hopefully by the grace of God. Then she's going to attend the City Media Academy, where she'll brush up her skills, production. She has to know how to put her scripts together, her diction.
I'll pause you for a second, because before you came on, Topa said something about empowering the right way, and I'd like you to talk empowering the right way. Yes. Let's talk about.
Yes. So I felt a bit. Jumoke's story was something that it was like this wind that blew all through Nigeria. Everybody knew about when it happened, and we also got to know about when she disconnected from quote unquote her source. Exactly. We knew when she sort of felt like I'm big enough to handle myself. I've always found it a bit controversial the way we go about empowerment as a country. We give money, give tools, no mentorship, no follow-up. And so people that have never done business before, like the story of the boy that Aquafina, a water brand, gave him millions of naira because of the way he marketed, and the entire money, gone, because we are not empowering, right? So when I saw your announcement of the press release, I wanted to be there. Because I felt like this is empowerment, because you're not just we're not just going to say, go and fend for yourself. I want you to talk about what you saw that went wrong, and how, as a society, we can begin to correct how we go about our empowerment. Because I know you set up your initiative, your NGO as well, to do some of these things.
Yes, thank you, Tope. So you're very right. At the outset, she was exposed to too much at once. For someone that didn't go to school. If you heard her at the press conference yesterday, she said, if she had a very good education, she would not have made that mistake, because all those brainwashing and cheating and all of that would not have happened if she was properly educated. So, now, moving forward, the future, what I said to her, and we've had a conversation, and this is the truth. I told her, I said, first, I will give you a job. So I said, you've made a lot of mistakes that you shouldn't have made. I said, the whole thing got into your head, no doubt about it, but it's okay. God is a God of a second chance. We will give you a second chance, so don't worry, don't feel condemned. Anytime you speak to her, she's crying. She's crying. She feels really bad. She regrets her actions, which is good. So I said, you've made your mistakes, you're going to come back, we'll bring you back. So I said, I'm going to give you a job on City FM, no doubt, no problem. I will put you on a salary, I will employ you, I will be your boss. We're going to start again from the beginning. You come, you're going to be subject to every rule, the rules and policies of the organizations, and you'll be trained. So you've started your training now. She comes on Saturdays. She sends a report. It's compulsory. She comes. She doesn't come, they'll ask her. In fact, if she's not going to come, she's going to take permission to say, I have to take my daughter to school or my son to school.
How many kids does she have now?
2.
Children. Do you have an idea how they are?
14 and 11 or 12, thereabout. Our first is 14.
This is a good second chance. I know, Ramati, want to jump in?
So I like the fact that I like the story, and I like the fact that you were able to help us. So I want to, like someone like me, somebody that has that kind of shaky, everything that happened and all. What made you still, feel like, okay, I can still help her? Let me still see if I can,
You trust that
yes,
she will,
that she will
this
not
time
behave
around,
that same
she will
way.
not mess up again.
So what I would say is that I know that, and I've told her again, that I will not leave her. I told her in my office, and I said it in Yoruba to her, I said, I'm a mother of 3 boys. I said, if somebody tells you she's a mother of 3 boys, she should know that the person is a thatcher. I said, I will tell you that I will not accept nonsense from you. I told her to her face. I said, so I will mentor you. You are not going to make the same mistakes again. I said, what I tell you to do is what you're going to do. How I tell you to go about it is what you're going to do. I said to her, you are going to go to school. You must be educated. Do you want to go to school? She said, yes, ma. Then she said, oh, Uncle Shujimoto actually enrolled me in a school in Lekki. But for some reason, she couldn't go. Maybe she was having issues then, and transportation and all of that, and so she couldn't face it and go to school. So we're going to revisit that. It might not be in Lekki, somewhere very close where it's accessible to her. She's going to go to school. She must be properly educated.
Yeah.
She's not
Let me let you jump in here.
Speak.
I was going to, while I know that the education is very important, I don't think education is an excuse for bad behavior.
Yeah.
Lack of education is an excuse for bad behavior.
Mm.
You, educated or not, you know right or wrong.
Yeah, morals.
So, I mean, what she did was wrong. She discarded the people that were helping her, went to this other person. That shows a flaw in her character.
Yeah, I agree.
How are you going to make sure that that flaw that is in her character does not rise again?
Yes, exactly.
Because what if one...
That's a fundamental greed, yeah.
Suave guy comes now and says, to find you. Come, let me help you. And before you know it,
back to
you don't fall.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about the guy bit because of man-woman issue.
Yes.
But she's trying. She's already showing us that
she's committed.
She's committed. So, for example, at the press conference yesterday, she called out to me and said, "Oh, ma, that person's asking for my number," and I told them that they should get your number instead. So I said, "Very good."
Just Nigerians too.
Do you understand? You're already committed.
Give me press number. On what basis?
And very my nature. I said they have started. I said that's how they start. That's how they started with you. I said be careful. Yes, be very careful. They already, all around that asking for a number and all of that. And I said don't give anybody your number. Give them Bible's number. Who is the person training you on the station? If anybody wants anything from you, they should go through Bible. Not just yet.
Let me go back. Let me do it to a question because there are viewers watching us and say. There's a question, a fundamental question. What is the need for you and Azuka? They are thinking because people are thinking ahead. What are they doing? Are they Mother Holy Mary or what are they? Mother Teresa. Yes. So what is the need? That's what somebody is thinking in their head. What is the need for you?
What can possibly be in it for us? Is she a millionaire or a billionaire? What can possibly be in it for us? Absolutely nothing. What we're going to say is in it for us at the end of the day will be the joy and the satisfaction. I'm going to put my hand on my chest and say I was part of Jumoke's comeback story. When you see where she is in a few years, she's successful, Jumoke is happy, but she's lost a lot of confidence. She's lost her self-esteem, her self-worth. She feels really low now. So we have to do quite a lot to bring her back. Like I said, any little conversation, she's crying. What can possibly be in it for us? We are the ones. Yesterday, for example, 2 days while we're planning this event, we couldn't get hold of her. Jumoke, what happened? Jumoke, what happened? My phone is spoiled. My phone. I got her a phone, a brand new phone, Samsung phone yesterday, and I handed over and I called myself and I said, put her SIM in it, set her up. Jumoke, go back on your Instagram. Now you need to. So what can possibly be in it for us? Rather than to see someone who God gave the opportunity the first time misuse it and just think the way God would think and say, okay, let's give her a second chance at life, at success, at fame, or whatever God has.
Wishing you the best on this. I'm going to wrap up on this, but congratulations to you and my big sister Azuka for this amazing work. We are hoping for the best and we are rooting for the two of you and also for Jumoke, hoping that indeed this time around her comeback will be greater, than her previous years.
Yeah.
Happy with the biblical thing. The former will be better than
the later.
The latter will be better than the former. Yes, I was looking at your eyes to give me the. Anyways, thank you. Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we'll now come out our Thursday. Oh, we have a caller. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. Go ahead, please. Any comments on social media?
Please, I would like to correct this notion. Education is never an excuse for a bad behavior.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be an excuse for a bad behavior. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Yes. We have people that have PhD, that are professors, that once in, they've made it once, and from grace to grace. So I think what we need to do is what Dr. has pointed out. That is, we need to, mentoring, because anybody could mess up with fame, with, fortune, but what we need is mentoring, proper mentoring, and people that surround you matters. People that surround you matters.
Right.
So it's mentoring that we need. So anybody could be a victim of that. Even if you are PhD, you are educated, you are this, you could be a victim.
Right.
So the most important thing is people that surround you, and you should treat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Woli. Thank you. I have a comment here from Mrs. Machado Ononuga. She says, good morning, dear sis. I'm really impressed with your guest and what she's doing with Jumoke Oniburedi. Her type of empowerment is what all government agencies need to incorporate into their empowerment programs. Very pertinent that you mentioned this.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
There's a comment. Somebody said, Cindy said, God bless you, Ma, and Azuka.
Yes. So, I mean, again, congratulations to all the three of you and the entire group.
I think I need to add, just to comment that, yes, she's going to be properly mentored by myself. I'll be her greatest mentor, and I've told her this. And we plan or intend to give updates. Maybe on a monthly basis, Jumoke will come on and talk about what she's done in this month, just to give Nigerians the feedback for them to know that she's now on the right path.
Fantastic. Let's go on a short break now. We'll come back and move on to our Thursday normal gist. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
By 280 or 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take.
I choose
to close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to spoil his name?
That woman.
Damn!
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's get talk now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Oh wow, my typical day is filled with meetings, consultations, and of course traffic, and that's all part of the hustle and bustle of city life. But the real fun starts when I can just settle down and catch up with all my favorite programs on TVC. Believe me, it's pure entertainment.
Oh, hello guys. Come closer. Now this is not a magic trick, but I'm about to show you the best breakfast show on television. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
This is Wake Up Nigeria.
On Wake Up Nigeria, we take your mornings from drab to fab. A quick look at the newspaper headlines to keep you updated on news and current affairs. There's sports, great features and places to go, and things to do.
47, 48, 49, 50, it's okay.
It's lights, cameras, and movie madness because we squeeze the best blockbusters into bite-sized reviews. Our award-winning and sometimes Guinness World-breaking chefs perform a culinary masterpiece every single morning inside of the kitchen that leaves us salivating and asking for more. Our book reviews is always a page-turner, with thrilling stories, gripping memoirs, and fascinating tales. We keep you entertained with music performances, trending topics, and fun Friday games.
And on traffic today from Shasha bus stop.
So you guys plan to set me up?
Nah. 60 seconds is not enough to tell you all about Wake Up Nigeria. It's like trying to fit a T-Rex inside of a teacup. You'd have to tune in every morning at 7 a.m. to enjoy a whirlwind of excitement, laughter, and unforgettable moments. Wake Up Nigeria, your ticket to a fabulous start every weekday morning.
Thanks for staying with us. So, we saw an article by a gentleman, Mogaji Wole Arishekola, and the article says, polygamy, could it be a secret weapon against prostate cancer? Now, what is implying is that men may require more than one wife in order to prevent prostate cancer. Also implying that men need to frequently do the activities in the other room in order to avoid prostate cancer. Furthermore, in the article, he said that countries where polygamy is quite common, like in the Middle East, in the Northern American areas, the prostate cancer rates are very low compared to countries in the West, where monogamy is encouraged. You have a higher rate of prostate cancer, where men are not able to sow their royal oats everywhere and do what they want to do. However, so in those countries where we have a lot of Middle Eastern countries, in this country specifically, polygamy is rife and people have lesser rates of prostate cancer. What are your thoughts on this? This week we celebrated International Men's Day, and a lot of men are agreeing with this article, saying, you gotta allow us have more wives, or you gotta allow us move out, or give us the opportunity to, because we can't just do with one person. It's not going to, it can't. And even if we're with one person, it has to be frequent. And women are like, hey, you can't kill us. So what are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081-0764-1679, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on YouTube, and X will be happy to read. Waike, do you want to start? Well, because you are still performing over 60.
I actually told my partner the other day, that's common. you might have to get a
side chick. Really?
Why?
Really?
A younger babe
Why?
that will be servicing. Because men need it much more than women.
By much more.
Maybe, how do you mean? No, don't say that. Someone would argue with you.
So what made YK even tell him?
Well, YK, is it because you're getting tired? YK, you're getting tired?
No, he's even asking for it.
No, it's not that. It's not that he's even asking for it more or anything. But, you know, there's a topic that we did not discuss.
Yes.
That we are still waiting for the doctor to come back.
Yes, I have his video.
Medical practitioner.
Is that it? That doctor said sometimes men, you know, their eyes, they go by their eyes. So when they see another woman with a kidney, the one in the house will be boring for them. They want that new one that will make them.
Dr. Ken, he said this on one of the radio stations recently, yes. And we had a conversation. We're trying to bring him back. He doesn't live in Nigeria. Hopefully, when he comes around, he will come around.
He'll be back soon. So another 1 week.
Dr. Ken is trying to encourage polygamy or encourage more activity. What are your thoughts on this article? Do you think that, especially now that we have an example with YK. YK is over 63, and she's in her body is getting tired. She's already telling her partner, "Uncle, maybe you start looking for somebody on the side because I can't keep up." And because I don't want you to have prostate cancer, I'm allowing you. So to prevent that at the age of 63, 65, should we begin to allow men to be polygamous or allow them to have extra curricular activities?
You'll be giving them at least 5 times a week.
I mean, do they not have work? I'm trying to understand.
Wait.
Okay, let her talk.
No. Which work? It's part of work now.
Okay, sir. Okay, ma. So I believe that
5 times a week is not bad.
My conversation.
5 times a week is not bad for you.
It's not bad.
Okay. But it's 5 times a week. It's a problem for you.
I have work. Okay. So my conversation is.
Mr. Mark is suffering.
He's not suffering. He has work too. So I think that it's important that we don't.
Many just say you don't have work. Why can't Ramati? We don't have work.
Actually,
why can't Ramati? So we don't have work.
Asking Okute to call it to arrange is because she has work and she's wondering. I have too much work for this responsibility. I think that it differs from person to person. It is important. We cannot argue with science. The science did not say have multiple partners. The science is engage. And the reason is that, like all areas of our body, what you don't use would get into this, might fall into might retire. What you don't use might retire. Muscles you don't use will retire. As you get older, you're meant to be more active physically because your muscles are getting weak and all of that. So I believe that the science of it makes sense, but the science of it does not justify having multiple partners. The science of it just means that a conversation needs to be had that the idea of husbands and wife should be satisfying one another. If the man has a need, the woman compels herself to satisfy that need. If the woman has a need, the man compels himself to satisfy it. Don't suffer the next person. And if you need to find balance, you do. If you need to rest a bit more as a woman or need to rest a bit more as a man, you need to do it. So it's not a license to, because what I realize is the comments under these videos and write-up is that, oh, let me go and marry a second wife. Oh, that's why we are cheating.
But you see,
cheating and marrying is cheating is out of lack of control. It's lack of ability to control yourself that makes you resort to
let's not go into cheating. Let me come to you, Dodger, because the article we're talking about, this man particularly said that some argue that polygamy is unbiblical, but history suggests otherwise. Major biblical figures like David, Solomon were all polygamous, maintained strong relationships with God. Furthermore, he said the concept of dividing the Bible into old and new is a human construct. God never divided the Bible into Old Testament and New Testament. It was a human intervention. So what God disapproved of is premarital and extramarital relationship, not polygamy. So can we begin to have a conversation to allow our husbands have multiple wives? Because polygamy obviously seems to be healthier for them. Roger.
Nobody wants a partner. Because now we're dividing the Bible into two.
They said that the Bible doesn't say that. The Bible doesn't say polygamy is wrong. There's nowhere in the Bible that says polygamy is wrong. So where is the construct that polygamy is wrong?
One man and one wife.
No, that was based on if you want to become a deaconess, if you want to become a leader in church.
No,
I will bring it out.
Okay. So, but even from Genesis, it says a man will leave his wife. I will leave his parents rather, and cleave to a woman.
You saw plenty who cleaving to plenty people in that,
yes,
that Bible,
I know.
that Old Testament.
I know. At least that's what the book of Genesis started with. And Jesus Christ came in the New Testament to emphasize that bit as well. I don't want to go into the Bible, David and all of them.
But do we think for the sake of their health, for the sake of the man's health?
So I have a question. You said the doctor came. A doctor came.
No, the video went viral. Dr. Ken talking about we must have.
Has it been proven that having multiple wives and having sex as many times as possible is the remedy for prostate?
Yes, I think there are scientific findings to back up the fact that if you lack it, if you lack sexual activity, it can increase your risk of prostate cancer.
Is different from
if you are a person that don't get involved, that don't perform that activity
at all,
you have high,
frequently,
you're at high risk. There's data to prove it, and I'll dig up the data. You have a high risk of having prostate cancer. Okay, so that's why he's advocating for men to have multiple or have a frequent.
They need to prove it further.
Okay, so
how many times?
Okay, so me, I'm not saying that is that now the solution. Having multiple wives now, is it now the solution to the?
It should be proven that that's the solution,
exactly.
right?
That's the
you know what is surprising me?
Why not have more sex with your wife?
Because the women are now busy.
A lot of articles. So how many times? We still need to establish it. Let's deal with
27
data.
times.
Facts.
I mean 21 times. So
in a month.
Is that not the science?
They didn't say sex, so they say he has to ejaculate 21 times.
So if we divide that by...
I could just say release. Don't have to... just say he has to release.
No, but ejaculate is the technical name.
That's the technical name.
You're right. Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
At least 21 times a month.
So that
but none of us here is
have prostate.
21 times
prostate.
Yes, that's what they say.
Proven.
So I know that you are feeling a bit guilty now. Because you are thinking, my husband, I'm not guilty.
You know what? What I'm a bit
I would like to work with data.
I think, and our producers will get off the data right now. You know what is worrisome is that they're saying this thing can affect their health, and we're not seeing it as an emergency. We're not seeing it as so important because they're saying it might cause prostate, and we're not even seeing it as a problem.
So the reason why we're not seeing it as a problem, like I said, is that has it been proven? Let somebody come out to say, okay,
I'll dig out the data.
Science, data.
Let me watch them. Let me show you the video of Dr. Ken. Let me show you the video of Dr. Ken first, and then we'll come to the data in a second. Watch this.
I believe, as a medical practitioner, that men are biologically wired to be polygamists. If I'm having erectile dysfunction, if you give me an alternate woman, a woman who is new to me, and our pheromones click, my ED will disappear temporarily.
Really?
Absolutely. And that's why men come to the clinic now and say, Doc, when I'm with my wife, this thing doesn't work. But when I go to my side chick, it wakes up. I just laugh because that's a scientifically proven fact. Men with 2-3 wives tend to live an average of 7.5 years longer than men with 1 man, 1 woman. 1 man, 1 woman, that man's sexual activity is going to decrease after the age of 50. When a man is not happy in the bedroom, his productivity is affected. When that productivity is affected, the impact on the economy dwindles. So even the government will not get adequate taxes. You're talking about these great entrepreneurs. If they're not happy at home, they may spend more time at work, then their productivity goes down, and their unit at home is affected because they know they're not going to get any performance there. Men that are not getting enough erection, enough ejaculation a month will develop enlarged prostate. When they develop enlarged prostate, that's when bad things happen, and it affects the quality of their life. In the past 1 year, Dr. Ken, the Secretary of Defense in the US has gone for prostate surgery. Martin Luther King's son died of prostate problem. We're losing quality men, and this day and age we should not be.
It shouldn't be,
because prostate cancer is one of the slowest growing, and one of the ways we can reverse it is sexual activity. And the big point should not just be 1 man, 1 woman, because it has never been us. That's un-African. That was started for economic reasons in the European American sphere. We are African. My grandparents, Dr. Ken, had 21 wives. In the defense of women, what I say is, what the left hand does, don't let the right hand know. You are not going to bring your other woman to your marital home. You want to have your other woman on a contract. You call her, she doesn't call you. She doesn't disrespect your home. So your woman is still your anchor. But you know why you are doing it, and your woman is on your side. She realizes it that you must get your 21 times. And if for some reason she's not able to get it for you.
So that's that video. And then let me just take an article here from Professor of Epidemiology at Harvard University, Professor Chan, T.H. Chan, School of Public Health, 2016, found that ejaculating more than 20 times per month reduced prostate cancer risk by about 20% compared to those who are doing it 7 to 8 times per month for men in their 20s and 40s. This is a fairly sizable effect, and this was said in March 2022. So the point is, according to what we have here, men do need to have that a minimum 20 times a month. This man here is giving men an option. It's not the moral option or the Christian-like option or the holy option or the Islamic option. Well, no, Islamic option actually allows.
Yes, Islamic allows, but it's not the preferred.
So it's not the preferred option for us as women.
Yeah.
However, if we want to look at it in the interest of our men's health, should we begin to consider? That's the conversation. Should we be, as women, begin to consider it? Is it worth considering for the sake of their health?
There's Your View fan that normally sometimes texts me during the show, and she sent me a text. She says, maybe robots can be employed and toys for men will become the remedy. My own 10 kobo. Sex toys are available if they want to ejaculate. Partner wife should help them.
Let me let you jump in here.
Some for them.
Okay, so like I said earlier, it's a conversation. It's a conversation worth having. I can tell you, because I've had conversations with women who would say that they are the ones begging their husbands that they don't get enough. So if that equation happens, if we ask all women to say from the bottom of their heart, if they have issues in the other room, men will be shocked at the quantum of women who feel they can get and handle more. Yep. So there's an assumption that has been societally accepted that it is only men that are desirous, and the women are like,
we don't need it.
They are blocked up. Nothing is happening there, and they don't need it. And so let us go and give it to other people outside.
Especially for those of us in the Christendom.
Yes, and the average babe you're going to meet outside, it's not because she actually wants to enjoy what they're doing. It's because of the other perks that come with the relationship. That is to say, the money, the trips, and the gifts you are giving. So let's have the real conversation between husbands and wives, understanding that if a woman needs massage, and I say I want massage 10 times in a month, and you say you want ejaculation 10 times in a month, all right, 2 get 4, let's do this. We are working together, similarly working with money, as we're working in terms of companionship, as we're working together in terms of raising our children. We are working to keep you alive, just as we're working to keep me alive. So I feel like if we are having that conversation, no woman will say, I cannot do, if they understand the impact on the health of their partner.
I am here speaking on behalf of the men today, right? Because the truth is that I'm saying that women should begin to consider the ability to allowing their husbands have an extra spare tire.
But again,
because it might help you. Maybe Islam. Maybe the Islam was able to foresee this and allow men to have 4 wives.
Yes, we allow men to have 4 wives, but there are reasons.
Yeah, we understand that you have to love them equally.
Don't just decide and say you want a hair. Exactly.
What are the reasons?
But yes, one is you can marry a woman because of her wealth. Number 2, maybe if you have if your wife at home, maybe she's barren, you can marry another woman. There are so many reasons, and there's one thing that even God said: can you love them equally? Which that one, it's very, very, it's a dicey situation and all. And again, you must be able to take care of them, financially and, very well and all.
I'll come to you, Georgia, in a second. Let me take Grace. I'll come back to you, Ramatu. Okay. Grace, I'm sorry, lost that. Continue. Let me let you.
Okay, so you'll be able to take care of them very well, which we are always, lacking that behind. Yeah. Right. So what I'm just going to say is that we women, I think men, we can meet up with the men's expectation. It's just that, when we get married, most women relax.
Or there's no communication.
We don't. So sometimes when you come, you say a woman should tie wrapper on her chest.
Rapper has corrected us. Rapper can be very sexy. Rapper can be sexy. Let us not pretend. Rapper is good. Rapper back in the day was very, very alluring too.
Some northerners in their homes, they will use that long veil and cover up and all of that. When if it's you and your husband, relax, really, everywhere, and you don't have to necessarily continue to have sex only in your bedroom. You can have it anywhere. You can be everywhere. Do it anywhere. Kitchen.
Please, right? The breakfast. The breakfast. Every pastor, please. Let us. The breakfast. Let us not put our imagination.
When the woman is cooking,
everywhere. Go from behind and hold her from behind.
I like the wrapper bit. Because you don't know what is underneath the wrapper.
Please, Grace. Grace has been holding for a while. Good morning, Grace. Okay, so let me come to you, Doja. You've been quiet on this matter. I'm not going to let you be quiet. You're going to enter this conversation. So, should we begin to help men? Because we are concerned for their health. It's about their health. And they say they need...
feeling guilty.
We need. So, for the sake of... We love our men. For the sake... Should we allow them to have at least minimum 2 wives?
Before we get... Hold on. Before we get to the minimum of 2 wives, a couple of questions. Have the men told you that they want 2 wives?
Oh, there's some men that tell you that they're polygamous in nature.
Okay.
They say it out, they say it so loosely.
Right.
They are polygamous.
Right, number 1. Number 2, have we looked into marriage? A man and a woman, how often they have sex as husband and wife? Have we even tried to improve that? It's where you have a sorry case that you can now say, okay, the woman has tried. There's a need for help. You can't just assume and say something that
getting somewhere. So in a situation where there's a couple and they're having issues, right?
Exactly.
Maybe we can begin to consider a second partner. Okay, what's the point? I'll come to you in a second. Let me take Yakub. Yakub, thanks for calling.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm on your side today. Oh.
Good morning.
I need some volume. Yeah, go ahead.
This is a very, very important topic for you. The Quran says that I'll translate that. God does not even start from 1. That is why God is the best talker. And then the Quran is the best book ever. Because God knows us more than we do ourselves. Because God says, Muslims, take 2 at a time. I want to repeat that. Muslims, take 2 at a time, not even 1. What Sulata, marry 3, what bar, marry 4. But if you know that you cannot be able to perform and then do the right thing within those 4 wives, just take 1. If you cannot be able to do justice, but now that's justice, are you listening to me? I don't know, maybe you guys are hearing me.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, that one has said that if you know that you cannot be able to do the justice between those 4 wives, marry 1. But that very particular that say marries 1, Morayo, between me and you and that Sister Yeni, in fact, Sister Yeni, God bless you. You know why I say that? Sister Yeni on this studio, several times, several years back, she always says that man's wire different from the way you guys are doing. Because we are naturally polygamous. She always said that, not even today. I think she can bear me that witness. She always said that even you guys, you always not agree with her. But now the reality is on our face now. Now, Molayo, I want to tell you this. If man marries 1 wife, I want to ask you guys in the studio, Molayo, let me even throw that question to you as a person. Can you take 21 times in a month? Consider your job, consider your work, consider your daily activities. Can you be able to take 21 times?
In a month.
It's for this reason we're saying we should have polygamous. So if you have 4 wives...
don't ask that question. Don't answer like that.
He's asking, because you know a woman cannot take that, right? So that's why they're telling you can marry... No. And be polygamous, so you can have... If you have 4 wives, and you decide 5 each... I'm just saying, I'm on the men's side today. Secondly, we just saw recently a man from Equatorial Guinea. Men have capacity. The man from Equatorial Guinea has taught us. He has told us that.
Why are you saying it's not normal?
He has told us that men have capacity. That's what we've learned from that. That there's capacity.
So you don't know what the women that are women, human beings, women can be prostitutes, and we see them.
Yes.
And that prostitute can handle men morning, afternoon, night.
So women do have capacity.
Women have capacity. Let's not delude ourselves. If a woman is well motivated, you can do 3 times for breakfast, 3 times for lunch, 3 times for dinner, and still midnight is still there. Is the motivation. So conversation needs to be had. Let's not even delude ourselves. Just remove the red days of the month. Once you remove the red days of the month, it can be done. Have the equation. Before you disregard your partner, be sure, because we've heard stories that in the Lekki area, somebody even accused Magodo women that things are happening. So if the women are sorting themselves with their gym boyfriends, and the women are sorting themselves, and the women are sorting themselves with their driver and things like that, the men are deceiving themselves. Be sure of who you are deceiving before you start claiming that the equation is
I don't
not
want to lose it. Tokwe just hit a very, very important name.
Which is what? Gym boyfriends.
No. Women have capacity. But there's a lot of pretense.
Yes,
holiness. They're all in hijab. They're all very, very, go to church in the morning, not seeing prim and proper. We're all packaged. But these women have capacity. But our men think we don't. They assume we don't. And it's, so because of that, they see us as this really nice, mommy show outside.
So because of that, you know you have the capacity.
Show
it. For that 20.
Our society
now start.
Society.
When you get home tonight.
Start.
In fact, it doesn't have to be. There's no law that says it must be in the night. It can be in the morning. It can be in the afternoon. It can be any time of the day.
There's something called a responsible woman. You have to appear to look responsible. You have to appear. Yes. Not every 60-year-old woman wants to look like YK. Some people say, well, this is her last child with all the high heels. What she's feeling like? Shouldn't she know that she should be in church, hosting a pastor and pray for her grandchildren? Some people have that perspective because you are not the average. So it's the way we've been raised to be a certain model the way to have to be as wives.
I want to address something. If women show their husbands their sexual capacity, men will run.
They will run. Totally.
If they really, if your wife shows you what she can do, you will run, because most of the time women have been brought up to be like proper.
God bless you.
I did a conference, Sexually Confident Woman conference. I did it like almost like 6-7 years ago. Women had to talk about the fact that if I go home and tell my husband I want it like this, the man will say, who is teaching you? So a lot of women are just like
close up.
Because I cannot tell you. If I tell you, you will say, how did I know? And who is teaching you?
Yes.
Your eyes have opened. Every woman has capacity if they have a husband who allows them to unleash capacity and express it. Then we should also go back home and discuss with our partners to ask them, because we don't have these conversations well enough. And many men will say that I can't do this with my wife, so I have a girlfriend I can do it with.
Can I ask
told you your wife cannot take it?
Exactly.
Because you are lying.
Even the women, your wife might not be able to take everything.
When I asked you, I said, can you do 7 times, I mean 5 times? You said you have work. You are not saying you have capacity. So which one are you now? Are you?
Let me respond. Do 2 times in a night.
Let me respond to YK.
We have capacity.
So, but hold on. 21 times is just 4 times a week.
Let me respond, YK, for you. Relax, and I'll come to you. Let me respond to you. Because Tokwe said something earlier. He said it's about motivation. Imagine Tokwe right now in their entire house. They don't have to work again because they have that mansion in Brooklyn. No, not Brooklyn. Beverly Hills. They have like 10 servants. They have beautiful cars out there. She and her husband. They have investments around the world, in Saudi Arabia, in it, everywhere. They have money flowing. They don't have to work a day.
She
will do 50 times a month.
You can come. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
She will be doing it back to back because it's motivation.
The man that is living in Nigeria and has house in Beverly Hills and house here, he gone. We don't have motivation because he's too busy trying to maintain house in Beverly Hills, house in Nigeria, and brood. So he gone,
but they said will be busy splurging. So they said 21 times, right? Okay, so like for example now, like with our children are in secondary school, are the only ones at home. So on Saturday we can go more than how many rounds? 21. So we can do like 7 or 8. We can meet like 10 rounds. I have the capacity.
We just divide 20.
I like
this. Just do the homework.
What is my holy women?
Love me.
You're not holy anything. Let's just not open our mouth. You're not speaking.
No. So I'm trying. No,
I'm thinking of her life right now.
Let us give her the floor. Go ahead. We can hear you.
But I said something. I said 21 times divided by the number of months. It's 4 times a week. 4 times a week.
4 times a week.
So doable. It's doable. Mariah, you want me to talk?
As a pastor. But let's talk about something else that I feel we've overlooked a bit, judgments. There are husbands and wives that they've discovered that they are amazing friends and companions, but they are not amazing in the other room. They are not compatible. And there is no room for other options within Christendom. A Muslim woman can say, I'm not doing again, I'm not doing again, I'm not doing again. 3 times, move. But in Christianity, they say we die there. But most people die there because if there are options, we might see a more transparent, we might see more honest relationships where, you know, nobody is going to judge me. If divorced people, do you know that people in church, people judge ministers who have gone through divorce, like, oh, but she's divorced, so why is she going on the pulpit and teaching? She's still a human being. He's still a human being, and he can. So if we reduce the judgment within Christendom, we might have more honest relationships.
Let me come to Doja, because I know you're a woman of God.
I was just going to go ahead, Mariah.
I want you to address that, because that's a major issue we have in
I've always said this, and it's proven many times that the reason why Christian marriages fail, and the greatest reason, is lack of sex. Because they feel that they shouldn't, like you rightly said, a woman will be feeling very spiritual and feels that, oh, if it's too much.
Sex is part of the spirituality.
If it's too much, then, you know, I'm supposed to be praying and speaking in tongues. I don't have time. Why should you? Then I'm fasting. Sex is the problem. Yeah, the biggest problem of Christian marriage.
And the man we have, if he doesn't go outside.
So counseling needs to be done, and you know, like you said, we need to. I'm looking for the word destigmatize, unstigmatize, whatever stigmatize. Do you understand? So that people, couples know that even as Christians, no matter how spiritual you want to be, sex itself is spiritual. Be having sex and be speaking in tongues.
Actually,
it's allowed.
You see, you should
even be speaking in tongues. Because when the thing gets to another level, if you want to,
all those tongues,
emotion,
give me those.
Anything you feel in
God.
that space.
I'm not going to give anyone. I can. If I give you one like this, you start using it. You see, but the problem is that it's even more prevalent with ministers of God, because their wives want more.
Yes.
But their mother in Israel.
Their mother in Israel.
They have to look at, they have to wear a certain look on their face.
Yes.
So the desires die.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inside. Now my question to you, Doja, is it sinful to have those desires? And even if it's not sinful, how can these mummies, how can these aunties, how can they, because some of them are finding fulfillment outside. They're looking for this small, and it's wrong. It is sinful to go outside the marriage, but it is happening because these women cannot express their desires to their ministers, their pastors' husbands, their what they call it, deacon husbands. They can't do that because their deacon husband will say that they are unholy.
Yeah, they know that
allow the devil to enter the marriage.
Yes, but they know that it's not sinful because it's biblical. It's biblical. Sex in marriage is biblical. It's allowed. Otherwise, why did God bring Adam and Eve together?
Exactly.
It's to be fanning each other.
It's biblical, but there are some things you do in that thing that is not biblical.
That's why we should have. It's powerful. I can't. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Reverend Funke Felix Adejumo, God will bless you.
Amen.
Because we need women that, because there's something, you can't say it at some age. I'm small inside ministry. I'm just using leg to be doing. I'm a minister, apostle in the marketplace. But when someone of that level,
60s,
in your 60s, we need our matriarchs. We need Reverend Mrs. Idausa, Margaret Idausa, speak up concerning things like this, because it is your silence is breaking homes. Your silence is causing issues in marriages within Christendom. So you must speak up. So Reverend Funke she speaks up on this thing in our community a lot, and that's why she said at next event said they should bring your husbands, because men need to have this understanding that women have capacity, women have desires, and they don't talk about it, because if they talk about it, you look at them like they're spoilt. So many women don't want to look like they're spoilt and sinful.
Why?
So
But
they
it's
sit
written
down
in the Bible
and don't say anything.
You should ask when you want it. Your body is its own. But
the next grade is that our younger Christian girls are being taken out from the church by sharp boys outside, because the church boys too, they cannot say, because church boys too are doing brother in the Lord. By the grace and mercy of God, I want to ask you out. By the grace and mercy of God, God showed me in the dream you are my wife. All of those things will not happen.
I told you my brother, look, they wanted to marry me. So my mother asked
by
me,
the grace and mercy of God.
How do you plan to, what kind of job do you have? Oh, by the grace and mercy of God.
By the grace, the language.
So how is she going to feed? No, by God will provide, by God's grace.
By the grace and mercy of God.
Uncle, yeah.
But the girl has got to club. He has got to club something together. So we need to.
But really, going back to the girl drama, let me jump.
Yeah, so I think women need to come out. I think.
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay, so I think women need to come out more and demand for sex. Like I know of a friend, she works. Lunchtime, she will drive her car and go to her husband's office. Lunchtime. It's time for lunch. Lunch. Come out. And they will do inside the car.
That do that.
And they will do inside the car. They will do inside the car. They will look for one corner. Back. And do inside the car. So it's not like we can't take it. We can actually take it.
I know the one you are talking about.
Go ahead. Okay, your comment on social media.
She says, which secret women get against cervical cancer? Men always find the easy way out. So she's thinking
the prostate cancer thing.
Women will have a way. But if you go on the internet
and you research,
it says it has been saying it for some years now that men need it more than women. And women, if you can't do it, allow him. That's my own point.
Most of the men shouldn't starve their women.
We have to wrap up. Let's take a few comments on social media. We have to wrap up.
Starve their women how?
A lot of men don't sleep with their wives. A lot of men don't sleep with their wives. They are outside.
Okay, so men, start. Women said, don't even let the man go.
Demand
you need it.
Exactly.
Oga, I need it.
Demand for it.
You not start shouting around the house. They will think
exactly.
Some of us send text message.
You know this.
I'm trying not to
video.
Send WhatsApp message.
You know in the video he said that whenever he goes to meet his wife, that somebody that went to the hospital said when he goes to meet his wife, the thing doesn't go up at all. But when he's outside, that
because sometimes the wife is the mother of my children. You see her as a mother. She's you don't see her as you see a Naomi Campbell or something. You see her as a mother of children, as a domestic head.
What that man
you know that they are
is such a huge, it's such a huge problem.
Yes,
because it means that the man is seeking, is not dealing with the issue, which is that he has lost sexual attraction to his wife, and that is a problem. It's not the woman's fault. It's his own fault, and he needs to find a way to resolve it. Not that he will not be getting escape outside.
Okay. That's all we can take on today. So we've lost time. Final time has finished.
Conversation.
You didn't exercise today, so you are closing at the right time. This is my comments.
Very
comment section.
We have to wrap up. Thank you, Ike, for throwing me a low blow. You are very lucky. I don't have any response for you right now. But any final words from me? Let me give it final 10 seconds.
Yes. Women ask for it many times as possible.
You know,
and if the man say no,
come out. They won't say no. And if they say no, try and get out.
And you don't even have to ask with mouth.
Women,
ask with body.
Yes.
You know, hey, why can't teach us? Here, tell us. How do you ask?
I need to learn.
Ask what?
Change your
I can't give you 10 seconds. Here, tell us. How do you do? Tell us. Teach us quickly now.
Ask with body.
Ask with body.
Style.
Do it, Sida. Do it.
Let's get interview. Till tomorrow. Bye for now. Make it look like this. Okay, now. Oh gosh. Close the show now.